It's time to kick off Shriek Week with Nigger Treat Live!
Hi, I'm Brent.
And I'm Candace. Did you send in a postcard to Nickelodeon's Nick or Treat sweepstakes? Because if you did, you might be one of the people that we call.
For the next 3 hours, if your phone rings, do not say hello. Say, Nick or Treat!
Nick or Treat!
Mr. Knight!
We're sharing a bed.
I just found out Count Dracula was a...
Oh, is that so?
You don't have to believe me, but that's the facts.
You know, suddenly I miss my dad.
Weird things are going, weird things are coming, weird things are doing around here.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but two things right now. Jack and shit. And Jack left town.
Son of
Let's see how you like a little Miak.
Yuck.
Yeah, Miak.
Oh boy, oh boy. Ah, I'm stuck! Running, 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 running. Ow! Ow! No, I'm not here!
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nick or Treat!
That's how you should be answering your phone all morning if your postcard is in and you want to be one of 1,000 lucky winners. But don't just sit there waiting for your phone to ring. Keep watching for Halloween episodes of your favorite shows. It's a Nick or Treat Saturday today. Brought to you by Play School's Dolly Surprise and Nickelodeon, the only network for you.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith, number 156. Brother, we are keep climbing that damn ladder. Hope you're all doing great tonight. I'm your host, The Fractured Filter, and with me tonight is, as always, my friend, my compatriot, my buddy in all the madness, Jay Hitman. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited not to review any Star Wars trash, any propaganda, anything of the sorts. I've had my fill last week with Grogu and Mando, and I'm excited not to do any of that. Yeah, and as I say this, I do kind of miss. Sometimes I do reminisce of a bygone era where we were just starting out in the teens, right? Episodes, and we just reviewed. It's just been a journey, man. Like sitting, just you opening the show today is like, it's all about reflection. Like, boy, how have we been through some stuff? Not only like
Absolutely.
obviously in our own lives, but like just on the show, man. Like it's been a journey. And 156, like it's like episode 156. That's a lot of episodes, man. It may not be a lot of episodes, but it's certainly a lot of content we've gone through.
Oh, 100%. I mean, Jesus, just from even the plethora of clips I used to put out and we used to have on the channel was something else. I mean, that was just this kind of also went to show how often we were talking about certain things.
It's like who would have thought that we would have made it through the Power Ranger Vespa Spinneroonie episode of Commando. Or, I'm sorry,
Oh my
Book of Boba.
God, I mean, Jesus.
It was just like yesterday where we were watching, where I was watching the spacing and I saw Greg hates everything's Tuscan Bob, great Tuscan, oh God, Tuscan, what a throwback. Tuscan Bob with the jab,
Yeah, that's right.
and now he's evolved into just hating everything, which I honestly think Greg always hated everything.
Yeah, it was just the further evolution, though, like just to be able to represent that for himself.
What's on the docket tonight? What do we had? There's a lot of stuff I had posted last week, and I know we didn't really get into a lot of it. I know the whole James Gunn thing.
Yeah,
and I just wanted really quick before you get to the chat. I wanted to just, I guess, clarify that I may have. I don't know if I misinterpreted what he said, but I just wanted to say that. Well, that the whole the costume or the suit and everything is like I did not realize that a lot of comic book characters. I just have various. We've talked about it, but like I was
a lot
shocked.
of variations on how they've looked over the
shocked.
years, over the decades for some.
I was shocked. I would have thought like with the exception of like Lex Luthor or Charles Xavier, but even they had various costumes and everything. So.
Right. Yeah, I mean they've all gone through their
Somebody
assortment
did
of costumes and stuff like that for sure.
Somebody did give a defense on Superman. I got into a conversation last night about the Superman movie, and they said that Kryptonians have always been a warrior race, and therefore that kind of negates the whole idea that they retconned anything. So, don't know how accurate it is. Again, I mean, the guy I talked to has been reading comic books for 30 plus years, so I mean. I guess it's up for interpretation, but they absolutely sent him to go basically start farming on Earth and not like farming like plants or wheat, if you will.
Right. Planting the old royal seed.
Yeah.
Sowing his royal oats, as it were.
From a certain point of view.
Yes, indeed. Oh lordy, yeah. Well, we've already had our conversations on the Supermans. Certainly not the worst thing we've seen this year, at least. But then we also didn't dive into things like what were those other Star Wars shows that came out? I completely forgot what they're called now.
The what?
Wasn't there some other Star Wars shows that came out this year, or one Star Wars show that came out this year?
Oh, Skeleton Crew.
Oh, Skeleton Crew. Yeah, that one.
But I am very, kind of upset that we never reviewed Summer Vacation. And I told you that I wanted to do it, and
Summer Vacation. The Lego one, right? Darn! How could we forget that? What a shame! What a shame!
I thought I saw some news, and I'll promise I'll let you get to the chat. Some news about freaking Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid news. I am unfamiliar with this news.
It's probably fake news. Probably saw it on CNN. I saw it on the Don Lemon show, probably.
Well, it's so hard to discern what's real and what's fake anymore. It's just so tough. It's tough.
You get to the chat and I'll look up and see what I posted.
All right, sounds like a plan. Chat, how are you doing? How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. We did have Mr. Nightmare, who was first. Unfortunately, I cannot bring it up because I did not have, of course, OBS ready for it. But I saw you, Nightmare. You were, and I think also Nerdy Neo saw you were first. But hello, Melissa Lord. She was in next, saying, "Hey, Fractured Filter." Hello there. And Nerdy Neo, how you doing, buddy? Saying, "Haven't even gotten notified yet," and Nightmare was still first. He is on top of it. He's on his game, brother. And Nightmare says he saw it in the feed earlier, and Neo's calling him a cheater, which is hilarious. And Neo was saying, "What's the over under on if the stream will actually start in the next 20 minutes?" Joke's on we got started before a 20-minute mark. How dare you, Nightmare? 50-50 chance I can't hear Fractured talking over the starting soon screen this time. Ha! I was prepared this time. And Nightmare asking if I was taking a shower. I was not. We were just... we do have things that we try and discuss before the show, and there was also just some topics we were trying to... Or a big topic, IRL, buddy. IRL chat. We were just discussing things. Static, how's it going, buddy? Driving and lurking. Well, drive safe, dude. So hurry up. Oh boy. Fear FEMA, hello. How are you doing today? Saying gaming and second screening. Hope all is well. Well, I hope all is well for you too. What are you playing tonight? Oh, Nick or treat. Thank God. Yes, that the part of that I brought up the Nickelodeon's Nick or treat commercials, and that is partly thanks to it got brought up on one of the Melee Games streams. I don't remember who put it in the chat for James to bring up, but he brought it up on his stream, and I'm like, oh, that is perfect. I have to steal those. So as soon as I could, I downloaded them and put them as part of the intro for tonight. And I had two of them, but the first one was probably the most like obscure. I don't know if obscure is the right word, but just the most like the way it just combined and flowed together with the words was perfect. Nerdy Neo, what or treat? Static with the wow. Nightmare says, "I can't believe I somehow missed Nick or treat when I grew up watching Nick." Dude, well, I think that's because young innocent days, that nothing was coming to mind that they could have been saying anything heinous. So it was really just over our heads. What do you want to bet some producer or whoever put that stuff together, they knew what they were doing. They knew what was going on. Wolvie the Quarter Jew, hello. Saying Nick or treat, smell my feet. There you go. Fear FEMA says, hate this mission in Vampire. It can be a biatch for sure. Nothing worse than trying to survive for like, what was it, the 3 minutes before the big werewolf tries to eat you alive. But I felt I had to have some me panicking, running around like a scared chicken was, so it all worked out. Nightmare says, that's a clean burn in hell, I tell you what. Fear FEMA says, I do miss Halloween episodes of TV shows. You don't get that in streaming shows. Yeah, that's actually true. You really don't. That I remember enjoying a lot from like when I was a kid and watching a lot of TV, like Home Improvement, Roseanne. Like they had their Halloween episodes, and those were always a blast. Nightmare says SpongeBob's original Halloween episode was fantastic. Nice. Nerdy Neo said, "Hey, we can hear Hitman from the start this time." Smart ass. But I guess I deserve that. Duke Devil says
somebody didn't boomer it.
Yeah, I did.
Because somebody didn't boomer it.
Yeah, I did not boomer things today. Duke Devil says, but Amy Adams may be playing Mara Jade in Star Wars Starfighter. Rumors save Star Wars again. Dan Blackred, aka Liquid Blake, hello sir, how you doing today? Saying Greg completely loves and respects Thunderbolts, pressing X to doubt. Which is more than I could say about some other people. He's really honest, just because we did not give such glowing reviews towards Thunderbolts, apparently. Captain Keeley, hello. Good day to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Meteor Advocate Timon, hello, sir. Saying, hey, Fractured Filter and J Hitman, hello. Hope you're doing well. Timon says, want a topic? How about Xbox will be the new Sega? Thank you for reminding me. Yes, that's right. Dan Blackbird says, bullshit. It's Cope from Superman and gun apologist. Hey, I believe I put Thunderbolts over Superman. Nightmare says, Fractured, if you want scary, you could always look up Yang Ye's singing in Yakuza. Let's not do that, please. I don't want to hurt my soul any more than I need to. I'm already a damaged man. Nerdy Neo says the shower comment was because the spooky sound effect music sounded like a running shower. Oh, gotcha. Nightmare says the background audio in the soon screen sounded like a shower going. I gotta check that then. I didn't think that was the case. We got an LOL out of Melissa Lord when she heard the Nick or treat. All right, let's go. Fear of FEMA playing XCOM 2. Nice, very nice. Got it loaded down with mods. That's the one thing I love doing with XCOM 2 is getting the custom sound packs for special characters and whatnot. Still, nothing can help your aim, though. I swear to God, nothing helps your aim in that goddamn game. But still, what a treat of a game. Well, Timon, they really shot themselves in the foot when they made that weird, bizarre. Oh God, what was it? It was something that was slightly after XCOM 2's expansion they did, if I remember right. And they made this other bizarro goddamn game. I think they shot themselves in the foot. Let's see, what was it? Yeah, the Chimera Squad. They shot themselves in the foot, as I recall, with that game. So Timon saying bring 22 episode seasons back. I mean, that would certainly get that across, but you also need it to be, you know, not just a dump of episodes like they do now, especially on Netflix and stuff. You got to actually like release them weekly or whatever. So I guess, you know, that would work out. There are channels that are streaming places that do that, at least still, that they'll do it like week by week, but yeah, that could probably do it. Well, you know better than I guess, Timon. I never played Chimera Squad. I just saw that it tanked hard. FEMA points out Chimera and it sucked, totally killed the XCOM franchise. That like I said, that would be probably why we have not seen an XCOM game, an XCOM 3 or what have you. They shot themselves in the foot there. Good and hard. Let's see here. My brain is blanking for some reason. Why? Oh yeah. So did you find some stuff there, Hitman?
Oh yeah, I put some more stuff in there.
Okay, cool. All right, let's see here, because I do know there was one thing I meant to bring up, or I wanted to bring up, to especially get your opinion and to see if you'd cry or not. Probably not, but okay, let's see here. What did you drop in? Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, you certainly found some winners really quick.
Oh yeah.
There was one thing though I wanted to find. Niche Gamer, you are failing me. How do you not have news on this? Hang on. Let's see. Jesus, I got all this other. I didn't think there was that much going on this week.
Maybe not.
6 days ago. Oh, that's 6 days ago. Jesus, guys. Well, no, because there has been certain things going on, particularly this week that did drop, which is in relation to Xbox that I wanted to bring up. And certainly, like it is, I've been glad that I have not. Here we are. Okay, you ready for this one? Here we go, chat. Here we go. All right, let me get it brought up for you. And then I'll bring it up for chat. Share your screen. Boom. There you go. Oh, darn it. I still got to set up my stream deck for this stuff. Timon's pointing out now they have 8 episodes and 5 are filler. Yeah, that's the funny thing. Fear of Fema says, I consider Chimera Squad the start of the woke in gaming. You got a bonus if you had diversity in your squad. Oh my God. Nightmare says, my favorite currently running cartoons get 30 episodes per season. Interesting. Huh. All right. So here we are over here from Game Rant. Xbox Game Pass is now $30, but you shouldn't cancel just yet, apparently. So the ultimate tier of Xbox Game Pass is now $30 per month, but angry subscribers might want to hold off on canceling just yet. Microsoft shocked fans around the world when it announced that it was jacking up the price of the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate from $19.99 per month to $29.99. The Game Pass price hike has also come with a revamp to the subscription service that saw core and standard tiers replaced by new essential and premium tiers. It's no accident that Microsoft chose now to announce the Xbox Game Pass price increase. Game Pass is about to go on yet another ridiculous hot streak where the subscription service will be treated to a variety of exciting... This guy is sweeping for this shit. October alone we'll see the likes of Double Fine's Keeper, Ninja Gaiden 4, Outer Worlds 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is dropping in November. Considering all the big games released in the next month and a half or so, it may be better to wait and cancel Game Pass when the service is about to experience a content drought anyways. I'm missing like. So here's the list of what's gonna be dropping from October 7th to November 14th. We've got Little Rocket Lab, SOPA, Ball X Pit. What the fuck? PAX Die 1.0, Keeper, Ninja Gaiden 4, Bounty Star, Moonlighter 2, Outer Worlds 2, Terminal Brigade, Football Manager 26, Whiskerwood, November 6th, Winterboro, and Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Historically, there aren't nearly as many big new day one Game Pass games released at the end of November throughout December. First couple of weeks, January, are typically even slower. In fact, while 2025 has been an incredible year for Game Pass, things really didn't get started until the end of January. If you are someone that wants to play games like Ninja Gaiden 4, Outer Worlds 2, Black Ops 7 at a massive discount, it may make more sense to get your money's worth with those and then cancel Game Pass. From that point forward, someone that isn't happy about Game Pass price increase, but still wants to take advantage of day one deals, may want to simply be more selective about when they sign up for Ultimate tier. If a game is coming out that month that typically costs $70, it may make more sense to sign up for Game Pass Ultimate to play it and then cancel when you're done. It's not particularly convenient, but it's still possible to get a lot of value out of Game Pass. Even with the price increase, you will own nothing and be happy about it. I don't understand. Hitman, do you have anything to say on this? That was the end of it.
Just, it just confirms. I don't even know where to start. So this is an argument that I've literally have had multiple times where people will tell me, like a game comes out, it's $90, $80, like whatever it is, $80, $90.
Right.
And they're like, well, just get Game Pass and like you can play it after, it. I don't know what terms are. Like it's got to be out for X amount of time and then it goes on Game Pass, or I don't know if it directly releases to Game Pass.
Or sometimes they release directly to Game Pass sometimes for some of the games.
And it's this whole, for me personally, like I'm very frugal in the sense of like I don't like paying monthly subscriptions. If I can pay a yearly subscription and it's justifiable, like it's actually worth the money, then like I will do a yearly subscription. But like I don't like doing a monthly subscription. I have to do. And here's the thing that pisses me off, right? I already have to do Xbox Gold, right, to play online. I don't do Game Pass.
Oh,
I do.
Right.
I have the gold membership, and because they've been, since Ronald Reagan was in office, they've been talking about getting rid of it. They haven't got rid of it yet. So they still do it's actually cheaper. Last time I checked, to do the 12-month card versus like the 6 or whatever, do it month to month, whatever. So it just irritates me. It's like, if you're just gonna port these games over, and it's not even porting, if you're gonna have these games be on Game Pass, then don't sell the physical copy. Just Xbox. Let's just go to a pay to play. I guess platform.
That's basically
right?
what all it is pay to play.
Well, it is, but in that case, look, then stop being shysters. Stop charging $79 for physical games, and just go to pay, and then just go to the Game Pass. Right? Because
Right.
it defeats the purpose. I can see both sides of it. It's like, well, we're actually saving you, $79, but we're also guaranteeing that you're going to pay us, $49, like whatever it is a month. I don't know how much it is a month. So it's like your options are to buy the game outright and spend $80 plus and all the DLC, or just go to Game Pass and just pay a monthly subscription, or I don't know if Game Pass. I don't know if it's a yearly subscription, but either or.
No, they've gotten rid of it. That's the worst thing about it too, is they got rid of their yearly subscription for the Ultimate, at least for Ultimate. Like you can't get the Ultimate like package for getting it for a year on top of it. So like they've already excluded that altogether.
They did.
Yeah. You cannot get a year, like you can find these year cards that are out there, but they aren't the same as the Ultimate Game Pass.
Yeah, I won't do it. Like, because I'm talking out both sides of my mouth. I say I'm frugal, but then I'd much rather pay full price for a game than doing the Game Pass. I think I had the Game Pass for like free when I first bought my Xbox. They gave you like a couple months free, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've gotten like a couple of those from the things, and that's the only way that I've activated Game Pass now, is when I've gotten like a weird thing that had a code that gave me it for free. Otherwise, I am not subbing to that platform. Or at least I'm trying not to.
Well, and here's the thing: we've talked about this. Listen, gamers are not going to boycott gaming. They're not going to boycott the gaming industry. I've said this before. I'll say it again. It's not like Anheuser-Busch. You boycott Anheuser-Busch and you can go drink Modelo. Like that's not the case. Like your options are to either boycott the entire industry or don't I don't see it. And so I don't know. I'm really disappointed. And this is where the older I get and the more that I've been exposed to gaming, it's like it's not the same that it once was. And
No, it's really not.
It's really not. And the other thing is, and I guess makes sense, but it's like you only have those games downloadable. They're only downloaded to your whatever drive you have as long as you have the Game Pass, right? So if I wanted to get the Game Pass solely because I wanted to download the Master Chief Collection or the Gears of War, I only have those games on my console as long as I have Game Pass, because it was explained to me the minute you like discontinue your Game Pass, anything and everything that you've downloaded is no longer yours. Versus if I just buy the game, then I can download it.
Then you can download it anytime you want. Yeah, because as soon as you don't
I
have
blame
that Game Pass,
Honestly,
and it's the
PlayStation's
same.
fault.
Wow, what? How's it PlayStation's
This is
fault?
because PlayStation was the first console to do pay to play.
No, Xbox has always had the
I'm
subscription.
I'm
That came
pretty
later
sure.
for PlayStation, like with PS3, sure, but the 360 was already out and doing all that, so they were not the first. They were just following Xbox like so many other people have been trying to.
Listen, we're missing the point here. The moral of the story is that both these companies have made a fortune off of pay to play.
Oh yeah,
And
well, I mean, if anything, like a
where-
lot of these places, I feel like have also learned from the MMORPG market, which has been very lobbied with pay to play. Literally pay to play. You'd have to do the $15 a month for especially a lot of the mainstream games before free to play was ever a thing for MMOs. And then once they started doing free to play, then it was called, oh, we'll load it down with a bunch of cosmetic packs and packs like that to be able to get cosmetics, get certain weapons, get this, get that. And that's how like certain MMOs have thrived still today, is as we call it, they've gotten a whale or two to be they've gotten a whale or two. So
but think about this though, they're making, no matter how, you can't screw them over, because they will make money no matter what. They're going to make money if you buy the physical game. They're going to make more money if you buy the physical game. But if you don't want to buy the physical game,
but in the long run, they probably get more out of it by siphoning your money for a month-to-month basis versus a one-time purchase. Especially then if you do a one-time purchase,
I mean,
and then do it very sparingly.
I guess it would depend on how many people are. What's the group of people that you're pulling this data from, right? Is 100 people buying a game at 100? I guess essentially you'd be right. I guess the month to month is going to be probably more secure, but
yeah,
how much month to month? I don't know. I guess
because then think of it that way. Yeah, sure. Then they're doing the month to month, and then they get those games. But then those games do not all come with the DLC. They don't all come with the DLC readily available. And then it's called, but if you want the DLC, you can pay for the DLC, and then that's money going back into their pockets as well.
Yeah, but also it's like when I think about like this is like how many
its own
repeat
crazy
customers
pyramid scheme.
Yeah, you think these people started in Utah? Ubisoft and Xbox actually started in Utah, Salt Lake City, by Temple Square. That's where they started. No, you have to think. The other thing is like you have to guarantee that you're gonna have like repeat customers on a month to month basis. So like, I don't know, maybe people would do. For me personally, like I don't know. I have not done Game Pass. I'm not gonna do Game Pass. I think it's I don't know. But I also don't play it enough. Like if you're like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I guess even like 2-3 years ago, I was playing pretty heavily. Like I don't play anymore, just because it's like everything's so sad and boring. But I don't know. I just wonder, like, is it gonna be like Disney Plus, where when Disney Plus came out, they undercut Netflix by like $7, right? Disney Plus started out at $4.99 a month, right? when they first started, and then it went to $6.99, right? So they undercut Netflix by $1, and then it progressively it was I think it was like $49 a year, and then it jumped up to 69, and then I think I I could look at all my receipts and everything, but what the point I'm trying to make is like, is the Game Pass going to mimic like Disney Plus, where each year it's going to increase in price with no justification? There's no reason why Disney Plus should have gone from $49 a year, or that's not 49, like let's say $69 a year to $129, like whatever it is now. You can't tell me that like I don't get it. I don't understand, like, why is it increasing in price? Like, are you just like, you have to have all these, like, I'm not a tech guy. I don't know, maybe Static, or you could probably talk more to it, but like, the more advanced technology gets, like, I just don't understand it, right? So I guess the point I'm trying to make is, like, with Game Pass, let's say it's $19.99 a month, or I'm sorry, $9.99 a month. Is it going to go to $12.99 a month or $14.99? Like, did it say, does this article say what it was a month?
For the Game Pass, basically the $30 a month. It went from $19.99 to $29.99.
Yeah. Right. I want to say, and I can't say if it was absolute 30. I thought that it used to be like $9.99 a month. They had a $9.99 a month, or maybe it was maybe Ubisoft has their own version of it, but. Like, why? Why did it jump $10 a month? Jump up in $10? Oh, inflation. You're telling me inflation caused a electronic
digital
item to jump from $19.99 to $29.99? Like, it's just crazy. Like, no, like, I'm not an economics guy. I didn't go to college. I barely, I have no formal education, but like, I have a hard time like believing that a $10 increase in price is justified because of inflation. Milk, maybe, sure. Eggs, maybe, sure. I don't even believe in inflation. I think it's a hoax. Personally, I think it's
okay.
stupid.
Okay, so yeah, you should be able to see this. So yeah, here it shows June 2017. Price of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate per month, $9.99. Only one tier of Xbox Game Pass was available. Games available on the service. But yeah, so they've been slowly but surely incrementally increasing the price. 2019, $14.99. 2023, $16.99. July 2024, $19.99. Now October 2025, $29.99. It's the old boiling frog in a pot sort of thing. It's just, you do it slowly but surely so they don't notice.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's stupid. I don't think it's justified, and I just wonder, like, if you keep getting greedy, are people, and but the history repeats itself, man. Because and again, I don't mean this in any type of disrespectful capacity, but I believe gamers are going to continue to pay to play. They're good because, like, what are they going to do? Like, if you like, I get to you've said this before, like, okay, well, we're not going to play any PlayStation or Xbox games. We're just going to get all of our stuff from Steam,
right,
and Valve, or like whatever. It's like,
whatever,
okay,
yeah.
But they still somehow get the money. I don't know, man.
Because
they're gonna continue to raise the prices because they know that people are going to continue to pay that price.
People are creatures of habit. People are creatures of habit, so they are not always, and they are also not always so observant on these things, and they don't. For some people, they just don't pay attention. They just don't really notice just because maybe they're just they're either well off, so they don't have to pay as close attention to, this might be like their only subscription sort of thing. So even it, kind of slowly but surely crawling up isn't a big concern, or it's just, people aren't always paying attention one way or another. And so they just keep letting it go and go and go. Unlike some of us that are, spastically keeping an eye on certain things, and we just happen to know it, or call us terminally online, whichever you prefer. But yeah, I have to kind of agree here with Timon saying Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo are killing console gaming, and they're the big three. They're the three right now. So it's funny, the people that have been most responsible for the console market being what it is are the ones now trying to sink this bitch with no survivors.
Yeah.
But yeah, also as Nightmare had said, you can't cancel what I never had. Yeah, like I've tried to avoid Xbox Game Pass. I didn't at first when I was a 360 play when I have with my 360 console, but since I've just so gotten away from console gaming. It's now not even, and it's been like for Xbox, for Sony, and even Nintendo now too. It's like this is what's gotten me further and further away from console gaming. And console gaming used to be so viable, but now with all these yearly subscriptions, monthly subscriptions, just to pay to play and stuff like that for just the online access of playing video games, it's just like, why would I bother when all I have to do for PC side is just turn on my computer and load up a game, and boom, with my internet connection already there, that its own thing, I can just play any game I want. So, or like, not play any game I want, but play any of the multiplayer games that I own and stuff like that. It's like, why? Timon was saying the increase over for him in Brazil was over 100%. Jesus Christ. Melissa Lord says, like I said, software as a service is trash. Agreed. Nightmare Chads keep pirate the yar Chads keep winning. Yar. Melissa Lord says, article author is a shill again, shill harder. No, I couldn't agree more. Nightmare saying, I can't wait for Outer Worlds 2. I can't wait to gift it to James. You, sir, are evil, and we will all reap from that reward, because it's sure to drive James up a goddamn wall. Melissa Lord says, you'll own nothing, you will be nothing, you will love it. Yeesh. Nightmare says, yar, you'll own everything and you'll be happy. Nerdy Neo says, Xbox Live Gold hasn't existed for a while now. Hitman just gets his names mixed up, that's all. It was replaced by Game Pass.
Xbox Gold.
For him, it'll always be Xbox Gold.
I have the card on my desk right here.
Just like how for people, Twitter will always be Twitter, and it won't be X. So
no, okay, it will always be Twitter.
Yes,
and people who are on Twitter are twits.
Agreed. He says it was replaced by Game Pass Core, which is now called Essentials. He says all first-party Microsoft games launch day one into Game Pass. Bunch of other games launch into Game Pass as well, but that's on a case-by-case basis. Subscribing monthly is the worst way to sub to Game Pass. They don't sell it in more than 6 months at a time, but you can still buy multiple 3 or 6 month prepaid cards and stack up to 3 years. That just sounds troublesome. Then he continues on with, you can also find the 3 and 6 month cards on websites for much cheaper than paying Microsoft directly on a monthly basis. That's what I do. I get nearly 3 years of Game Pass Ultimate for $65. I mean, if I were to, I guess I'd have to ask you where you shop for those. But because I've seen places around that have them, but I'm never sure of the sites themselves if they're, on the up and up. So Nightmare's knowledge of Xbox Live is out of, he says, wow, my Xbox Live knowledge is out of date. Timon says Xbox's biggest mistake was buying Activision. Nightmare says Xbox Live predated paid PlayStation. Yeah, I know. Nerdy Neo says, of course you lose access to game if you unsub, just like you can't watch movies anymore if you unsub from Netflix. Right. But like from Netflix, you just, I mean, like, why not just lose the full access to the whole thing? Or for Xbox. I don't know. I hate the whole thing because it seems silly. Like you add that game allegedly to your library, and you think that's part of your library, and you have been paying technically for it, but then it gets wiped out. Like I said, better off with just the one-time purchase. Go wait for. This is why it's the you can't stress it more. Of if anything, if you want to own and all that, wait for sales. Wait for them sales. Nightmare says PlayStation went paid online with PS4. PS4 really? I thought it was. I thought the PS3 they started it there. Maybe you're right. Timon saying Hitman still fucking updates.
Listen. I'm not a date guy, okay? I can tell you when things happen,
right?
But I couldn't give you a date. Like, if you ask me when was World War II, I'd tell you, I don't know, probably like the 20th century sometime. Maybe.
Just don't get him started on quadrants.
You son of a. Okay, first of all, you all three. We need to change the name from Wormhole Watch to
Kicking Hitman when he's down. Watch.
I don't even know. Like screw a Kardashian watch, or just change it to just watch them screw a I don't know. Screw a Kardashian. I don't know. You all three.
What?
Knew I was genuinely asking a question. Oh, you absolutely were involved in it too from behind the scenes. Chiefster told you. No, I asked a legitimate question, and y'all just mainly just Brad.
Mainly Brad and Adam.
Yeah. I mean, it was a legitimate question. How many, like, there could have been multiple quadrants in a quadrant? I
do give you all the credit in the world. You at least provide a lot of questions and provide a lot of extra engagement with that. So with Wormhole Watch,
why can there be 5 quadrants in a quadrant? Why can't there be multiple quadrants within a quadrant? And Brad was like, "There's 4." He didn't say there was 4.
It's in the name. It's in quad. The quad part. 4.
No, it doesn't say quadrants.
Oh God.
The legitimate question. I was a legitimate ask. Like, how many quadrants are in the quadrant? Is it quadrant or quadrants? Singular quadrant. How many quadrants are within the big quadrant? It was quad. It doesn't say quadrants. A quadrant. We're static. I need static. He would defend me. Why are you laughing for?
Sheepster might defend you just for the sheer shit posting of it, but I don't know if he would. Listen, we don't need to get into this argument. Nerdy Neo's relenting to angry that they have not done anything with the Activision purchase so far. But they put Tony Hawk up there. Isn't that something? Nightmare says Microsoft typically leaves acquisitions pretty self-managed. Is that good or bad? Because, I mean, considering what EA does with their acquisitions. Dan Blackred points out Guild Wars did mostly the right way by players. That's very true. Guild Wars that's one of those few they're the exception to the rule when it comes to, like putting together some good MMOs. And I felt like Guild Wars 2 was a good follow-up. I liked a lot of the systems for it, especially like the ease of like jumping into missions, still getting good credit for it. And stuff like that. So like they've done good. Been a long time since I've touched either game, but yeah. No, you got a good point there. Nightmare says MMOs are now pay to play and pay to win. They're just like politics. Some have been pay to win, but a lot of it Although for me, as of late, anytime there's the MMO I do still check in on is Star Wars: The Old Republic, and that one is mostly you can
I'm still
pay
mad at you,
you
by the
can
way.
pay to play or you can just play, but like anything in there is just all cosmetics at this point now. So they don't have anything that gives you an advantage in combat and stuff like that. It is just armors, skins, and stuff like that. It is purely cosmetic crap.
Did I tell you I'm still mad at you? I just told you I'm
Why?
still mad at you. And
Why?
Brewster. Because you guys did not. Well, first of all, the first question I would say is there really such a thing as play to win? Because we had the example of Blizzard, the Blizzard app, the Diablo app. The guy spent what, like $12,000?
What? Don't you guys have phones?
What did he spend? Was it 12? It was something asinine. Was it 12,000 or $1,200?
Something ridiculous.
Maybe not been 12,000. It was a big number though, because I remember I like made freaking IGN news, and when I like he paid all this money to win, and like what happened with that? Like, so either it crashed or something happened, but that's the that'd be the question: is play to win actually a thing, or is it just as crazy
yes,
as
for some games that pay to win is essentially like you will shell out the money for either like the best gear, best weapons, best characters, whatever it may be, and there you go. So there are games out there that are like that, but a lot of times they tend to be, at least from some of my experience with some games, is that it tends to be like the mobile tier games that'll do a lot of that crap. But otherwise, like, yeah, there have been MMOs that have done that too. Even your,
I don't trust.
To a certain extent, even your vaunted Diablo 3 with that porked marketplace originally.
There's no worked marketplace. I think you're getting mixed up with Diablo 2. Or Diablo
no, I am not. I remember the controversy with Diablo 3 when it first dropped in the whole auction market house thing. That was a mess. Nerdy Neo says, with the exception of like 2 or 3 games, no games on Game Pass include DLC. Well, see, there you go. Then you're shelling out extra money for DLC and stuff. Dan Blackroad says, absolutely no reason to pay each month for access to online features like multiplayer. I agree. Timon says, if service was favorable to the consumer, companies wouldn't push games as a service. Nerdy Neo says, it's also like a gym membership. They hope you sign up and then forget to cancel so they can keep charging you, basically. Dan Blackroad says they added Hulu, which I believe that was when you were talking about Disney Plus. Because Nightmare then says, imagine having Disney Plus, and he's laughing. Nightmare says, it's not technology. They're just losing money because the service isn't worth it. Static with the Nerdy Neo says, Ubisoft Plus has always been $17 a month. And then it said Game Pass Core was $10 a month. I don't think Ultimate was ever that cheap though. But then we had the list of all the prices. Nightmare says, I forgot Ubisoft Plus existed. So did I. Dan Blackberry says, the publishers were getting pennies on the dollar. Now with the price increase, they can get quarters on the dollar from Microsoft. Timon completely forgot Ubisoft as in a whole existed. Static says it's the same people who keep buying 2K and Madden. Yeah. Nightmare says normies will buy the normie slop. They will. Nerdy Neo says, to be fair, with this price increase, they did add more to Game Pass Ultimate, but not 50% more. Nightmare says, Timon, you basically said console companies are killing console gaming. I mean, it's kind of a funny thing. They are kind of stabbing themselves in the foot. Static says that, yeah, and I agree. He says it's a culture problem, 100%. Gaming as a culture as a whole has just been a mess. Nightmare says that's kind of sad, Neo. In relation to it's still the best deal in gaming. Melissa Lord says, this is why I visit Tortuga on the Black Pearl. Nightmare says, Nerdy Neo says, at least with the Game Pass, everything on the service you can still buy if you want. Try buying old games on Nintendo Online. Oh, wait. Dude, don't. Yeah, Nintendo has been absolutely abysmal with their online features and stuff like that. They're basically like 10 years behind for their online side of things. But I'd say you probably get a better deal when you buy a Nintendo game than when you buy an Xbox game. Or a Microsoft game, whatever. Melissa Lord says, Tortuga is where the pirate booty be. Arr. Yarr! Hello to Halim29. How are you doing today? Nightmare says, nope, PS3 online was free. Well, shut my mouth. Nerdy Neo points out that World War II was in the 40s. Nightmare gets much more specific, saying it was from 1938 to 1945. Timon saying close. It was 39 to 45.
That was close.
Static then asks, how many sides in a quadrilateral?
Oh, no.
I could barely say that. I'm honestly surprised I said it at all.
Probably more than 2.
Melissa Lord says, my grandpa fought in World War II and was in Berlin in 45. Oh, boy. Nightmare says, did Hitman graduate high school? Did you graduate high school?
Why would you ask that for? Who asked that?
that was Nightmare.
Oh. Nightmare, I expected better from you.
Hey, like it is. I may have graduated high school, but I went to California public schools, so you know.
That's your excuse.
That's my out.
Just because I bought comic books to school and had them inside my actual whatever book I had doesn't mean I didn't pay attention. Pay attention to comics.
I just like to be very self-deprecating. That's all.
No, that's a California thing. You have had to live with Newsom for a majority of your life.
Well, not the governor for that. At least by the time when I got out, he was mayor of San Francisco or Oakland. So, but they had to deal with him. I didn't have to deal with them. Thank God. I just had to deal with the other brand of idiots.
They're all cut from the same cloth.
More or less. Dan Blackroyd says this is probably why Hitman didn't like Thunderbolts. It was made for higher class of people capable of geometric equations. Oh no. Oh boy.
Geometry is the study of rocks.
Oh God.
Are you laughing?
I'm just enjoying my time, sir. I always am full of laughter when we hang out.
Oh. Yeah, geometry, right? Rocks?
Rocks would be geology.
Geo. Oh. No. Geometry. Geo. Rock. Geo means rock.
Geo? Geology. Geometry would be math.
I'm looking this up.
You look it up. I'll get through the rest of chat. Nerdy says, when the heck are we getting all of Activision's back catalog on Game Pass? That's an excellent question, sir. Nightmare says, never, Neo, considering all the licensed titles whose license expires, right? Nerdy Neo says, licensing is the biggest scam in entertainment. It's a retarded bitch, that's for sure. Nightmare says, I don't know about biggest, but it's certainly up there. It's retarded for sure. Static says, imagine buying DLC for games you don't own. That right there it is. Static. Neo's saying that he's a completionist, Sumi Static. Hello, Star Wars Grand. How are you doing today? Nightmare says, it is always morally correct to yar old Nintendo games. Indeed, me laddie. Always. I have the pack of them all. And I even have some that have used ROM hacks. They're brilliant. Nerdinio says, plus it's better to emulate Nintendo games anyways. That way you can play for retro achievements. That's right. That's right. Go to the retro achievement site, folks. You can, if you want to get more achievies out of your old games.
Yeah, like retroology is the study of things of old.
Timon says, a quadrant by name only specify its shape, not size. Nightmare says, and play with higher visual fidelity. That's right. Nightmare's also pointing out that it's geology Hitman. Nerdy Neo says that's geology. Geometry is math. Although he spelled it match. But I knew what he was saying.
We can't trust him.
Static with the bro. Star Wars Scran, Geo, and Roll. Nightmare's pointing out that Geo means Earth.
What's the Earth made out of? Rock.
And then it says, after last night's events, I'm not sure about retro achievements. What's the last night's events?
What happened?
What happened? What did I miss? I had to kind of get to bed early last night, so. Dan Blackroyd says, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the new Avengers, Thunderbolts. There you go. Duke Devil is asking, did Hitman watch Errand of Mercy this week?
Oh dear, who asked that?
Brad, Duke Devil 95.
No. Oh, but yeah, I watched. Hold on, Brad, don't go anywhere because he's probably doing very important lawyer. Hold on, I gotta pull this up. I'll tell you which episode I watched. Don't go anywhere. Filibus while I find out the episode because I have a lot of questions for tomorrow, man. This episode is called Menagerie. Menagerie, yes. Part 1, and I'm on part 2. This episode, what happened to Pike? And I'm like Spock's like, well, this episode is a play on where no man has gone before. What would be the man trap? Which one is the?
It's basically like a repurpose of the pilot episode.
Yeah. So, but no, I did not. What show did he want me to watch again?
Errand of Mercy.
No, that's like episode 25.
Remember, you don't have to worry about the order and stuff like that. It's just because they're all very independent episodes. So you can go out of order for that one episode and then go back to where you were.
Any spoilers?
There won't be any spoilers. He's repeated this again and again and again that you did the serialization stuff like that. It was very different for the 60s shows.
No, I have not, but I guess I will.
Nerdy Neo says, I played an excellent ROM hack the last few days, Super Metroid Game Boy Advance Edition. Oh, really? A better version of Super Metroid in my opinion. Really? Dude, hook me up. I'd be down for that. What I have found and I need to play through again one of these days, is I got a Breath of Fire 2 ROM hack that helps for authentication. Not authentication, but getting more of an authentic translation and stuff like more accurate accurate translation. And also they expanded like some of the word creations and stuff like that. So that was kind of the cool thing with that one. And that's what I love about checking out ROM hacks is that they'll have stuff like that for better translations and stuff. I think I got one for Final Fantasy VI as well. So, Nightmare says retro achievements went woke and banned stuff. What? I swear to God. Did they get some troon fucking developer on there or moderator or something? Is that what happened? God damn it. Star Wars scran with the thunderbolts and heart faces. Nightmare says they banned Pokemon Clover ROM hack. What? And he's saying it's in the Melee's Discord. Oh boy. Oh boy. What's going on? God damn it. We can't have nice things, can we?
Nope.
Where is it in here? Because I didn't see that when I...
Really quick, did you have a favorite Metroid that you played?
Mine probably would be Super Metroid.
Which one was that for?
Super Nintendo.
Okay.
And I'd have to say probably close would be like Metroid Dread was good too. I thought that was a really good combination of 3D and the 2D platforming and stuff. Like they made it
though. That's still like $59.
It is. But I'd wait for a sale or go to like one of our
better?
local game stores that might have a refurbished game or something.
Dread's better than which other one did I see? Oh, Nerdy Neo got me when I was on his podcast. He got me thinking about Metroid, and I can't remember which one I played, but I thought it was for the advanced. But I thought it was more like advanced than what I remember. But Dread looked weird though. I didn't play.
I liked it. I thought it was a good like I said, it was a good combination of the 2D side scrolling with 3D environment looks and stuff like that. I thought it was like the combat I felt was very fluid and well done. Like it was a lot better than their Metroid 2 remake.
What's better, Metroid Prime Remastered or Metroid Dread?
Well, you're going into two different styles of gameplay.
Oh.
Prime is from the first person's perspective, while Dread is very much in the traditional side scroller kind of 2D 3D platforming stuff. So, but I mean, they do have the aspect still of being a Metroid game and having that flair of you do like a lot of retreading and stuff like that, but different initial gameplay in that, like I said, first person versus a side scroller type.
Has Metroid always been? I mean, it's obviously since it was old. I'm assuming it's always been a side scroller then.
Yeah, for the most part. Prime was when they really changed. Well, Neil will probably correct me on this, but Prime I feel like was when they really changed the game up to a really different. No, Prime is fantastic. Prime is an awesome game. If you wanted to get the remaster, it's great. I still need to play through of it, more of it, but
you prefer
I've played the original game, so it's fantastic.
You prefer the side scroller though. So Metroid Prime is more 3D then.
Yes, well, I guess just because, like I said, it's more from the first person perspective when you're playing it.
Which I would assume, yeah. Which is, was there ever a Game Boy game where it was first person for Metroid, or no?
Not that I could think of.
Kind of want to buy it now, but I don't want to spend $40 on it.
But yeah, Duke Devil had pointed out for homework, you need to watch Errand of Mercy. And then said the Menagerie 2-part episode that folded in scenes from The Cage. That was the pilot episode. Or
Okay.
Yeah. Star Wars Scran says, never forget that Disney relegated expanded universe to Legends for quote-unquote maximum creative freedom, then made a literal rock character called Geode. Oh, I know. And also for them to completely forget their own lore, which happened almost immediately with Rise of Palpatine. With they had them with I think in their comics with the troopers that had jetpacks already, and then the whole they can fly now. I remember giving somebody at work so much shit for that. Nightmare says one of the main guys working on Wii support for Retro Achievements has quit over the censorship, likely delaying Wii support. Shit. Nerdy Neo says, who banned a ROM hack? Nightmare's pointing out Retro Achievements. Neo's a little shocked by that. Dan Blackred says, a repeating pattern like Circle. That's another shape hit, man, but we don't want to rush you along too fast. Oh no.
Wow. Let's just this is just as bad as Wormhole Watch. Can't do anything right.
Nightmare says, check the Melee Discord, Neo, but warned your eyes will suffer. Nightmare says they got threats from the LGBTs over the ROM hack and now decided the site will ban hate speech. What was in the ROM hack? Oh my god. Dan Blackred says Scran is the
ROM hack?
So when it comes to like emulating like Super Nintendo games, Sega games, and stuff like that from old generations, they're called ROMs. That's what the games themselves are called. They're referred to because that's the file type. And don't ask me the acronym for ROM if there is one. I don't know. But basically, people had developed basically mods for those ROMs to then be able to either alter the game in different ways, to either add things that were maybe cut out, do better translations, or just general quality of life stuff, basically like giving it patches and updates and whatnot. So ROM hacks, that's what all that is that they just will go into those different things and alter the game or fix the game or whatever it may be. And it's, I like I said for Breath of Fire 2, people did a ROM hack where it was giving a more accurate translation and stuff like that for the original game, and also opening up the availability for naming your characters with longer names and stuff like that, because originally it's very limited. So Dan Blackbird says Scran is the only person I trust when it comes to Thunderbolts. He understands the true mermaid lore and can decipher the hidden meanings of the MCU that Kevin left for us. I got it, Nightmare. Appreciate it, buddy. Scran says to understand Thunderbolts is to understand yourself. Nerdy Neo says Metroid Prime Remastered is the best Metroid game. Oh boy. The best of the best of the best.
Did Brad say that? Who said that?
Nerdy Neo said that.
Oh, okay.
And he's the guy to take that word from.
I'll buy it then. I don't know. So that seems expensive though. Is that worth it? I don't know how.
I got it on sale the last time, so.
Well, I don't have a pirate ship, so I don't.
Well, I don't mean that kind of sale. I got it actually got a physical copy of the game of Metroid Prime Remastered when it was on sale.
But do you think that's a good price, or is it hard to say?
What's the price for it?
30 $39.
It's worth it.
Is it?
I'd say so.
Okay. but Dread being at 40 or 59.
You could hold off on
seems-
Dread. I'd say start with Prime. Prime's great. Prime, I'd say, is more for somebody that's already used to that 2D style of gameplay and stuff.
And I'm not. Well, I guess it's not entirely true. I guess I've always viewed Metroid as I guess you call it a side scroller game, you know. But I think Nerdy Neo probably said this or tried to maybe explain it. So what is Metroid Prime? What is it? How many different Metroids are there? Is Prime its own game?
No, I believe Metroid Prime is part of the main continuity. I want to say. I just don't recall where it all fits into everything. Nintendo tends to be a little wishy-washy with some of their continuity and lore.
But I mean, there's not multiple Samsons or Samuses.
No, there's just the one Samus. Let's see. Neo's taking a look. Nightmare says, I don't care for Thunderbolts, but the Indian girl in it is kind of cute. Nerdy Neo says, there was a Metroid Prime Hunters, was first person on the DS. Okay. And then he says, all other handheld Metroid was 2D side scrollers, except Prime Pinball. Interesting. Nightmare says, if you want to make a topic at RA, I could pop up after I finish my empanada. If you like Fractured. Hey, Sergey, how's it going, buddy? Just hopping in for a bit. Appreciate it one way or another.
Could you ever stream it?
Stream what?
Like Metroid, if you were to play it?
Yeah, absolutely. Would you rather watch somebody play it?
Well, I'm trying to remember. I don't think I gotta remember which one I played, but yeah, I would. I don't know. I don't know. I'll say this. I don't know Metroid as a 3D game, if that makes sense. I always thought it was kind of like, old school Mario.
The 2D side scroller, yeah.
Right. So that brings an interesting kind of, when you say oh yeah, this is a 3D game, that's kind of interesting because I've never viewed it as a 3D game.
Right.
But you're saying Dread, yeah. But you played Dread and you liked it.
Yeah, I did. I didn't get around to beating it, but that's just because I got my gamer ADD and I got distracted by something else for a time. Nerdy Neo says, in my opinion, the best way to play 2D Metroids would be Zero Mission, the AM2R, Super Metroid Game Boy Advance Edition, Metroid Fusion, and Metroid Dread.
In that order?
I don't know if he just says that. He just says the best way to play the 2D Metroids. I guess it would be that order. Yeah, because Zero Missions is kind of a remake-ish of the original game and stuff. So, and AM2R is a mod project, basically, of somebody remaking Metroid 2 from the Game Boy for better controls and stuff like that. Sergey says, on a side note, I don't think Nintendo doesn't know how to price its games. I'm just saying their quality isn't as high as Sony, maybe even Microsoft. Nerdy Neo says there are 5 2D Metroids and 4 3D Metroids.
Oh, I didn't know that. What are the 4 ones? The 4 3D ones. Dread. Well, no, we just talked about that. Dread's not remastered. Would be 1.
So Metroid Primes 1 through 3. Because there's 3 Metroid Primes. I don't know. Maybe the 4th one would be Other M. Because I know Other M would go into a 3D style of gameplay, but third person.
But the remastered, that's just like one game. It's not like multiple.
No. And that I was originally trying to hold out to see if they would ever do a Metroid Prime pack, but it doesn't look like we're going to be getting that anytime soon. And once it went on sale, I was like, screw it, I'll pick it up for that price.
What'd you get it for?
I think I picked it up for $20.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, $19.99, but
well, that's the thing. I don't think Nintendo will ever put this on sale. I haven't seen Metroid on sale for.
You just have to pay attention for it. That's all. And I just, because of where we work and everything, and I see sales when they pop up on those days, I was able to go ooh and snatch it up.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm really upset though if it's like a quick game. If there's not like.
Oh no, it's a solid game, dude. It'll and because of like going back and forth, retreading areas and stuff like that, it'll put you through the paces.
So what did you like? Was the story better on? I don't mean to camp out on Dread, but was Dread had a good? That's how like who has the best story? Like how do you understand the story of Samus? Like you just got to play game 1 through.
Because it's not told in a completely traditional style of having like cinematic scenes and stuff like that, especially for like the early games and everything. They did start having that later on as time went on. And like Dread does have like cut scenes in between here and there. Prime, I believe, if I remember right, does. But so some of the
like she's a girl, right?
Well, and remember, like some of the storytelling was done back in the day through instruction booklets. That was where they would sometimes just, get a lot of the bulk of that into, and then the game would then be mostly a focus for gameplay while having kind of through either the environments or then the beginning and end of the games, the story elements. But otherwise, like a lot of the meat you generally get from like the details in the instruction booklets. Which used to make those very valuable to have.
Yeah.
But now everything is just put into the game itself, though.
But there's not multiple Samuses. She's like the last one, I would assume.
She's the one, yeah. Timon says Hitman, like any Nintendo IP, maybe 3 or 4 games, mostly rinse and repeat, reselling the same games for Nintendo fans.
But even with Metroid, it's the same thing.
I mean, if we're being honest,
that'd be very upsetting if
he's kind of right. He's kind of right in a set from a certain point of view.
But does it matter? There's 9 Metroids and they're all like the same.
Gameplay wise, I would say yes. They are very similar to each other, with certain elements being very true. They do change environments and where you go and bosses and how you beat them and stuff like that. Though
that's stupid. You're literally just playing the same game,
Well, that's been, I mean, you could say that for a lot of games besides just Nintendo games.
Metroid needs to be it needs to be different. It needs to be different.
Oh, wait, say that again?
Metroid needs to be the exception.
I don't think it needs to be the exception.
It should be the exception.
Sure, it should be.
Maybe not. I'm half jokingly saying that, but I just remember Metroid being such an amazing game. But I forget which one I played. I don't know.
Apparently, YouTube's up to some censorship shenanigans. Nerdy Neo says, I streamed all the Metroid games except for Prime Hunters on Metroid Prime Hunters. And it says, oh, forgot Other M was a third-person 3D game because it was terrible! So it does hold up as being terrible, huh? I thought it was kind of interesting because Mark the Cyborg gave a bit of a different impression with his like the whole massive Metroid review he did. I don't remember what he went into about Other M, but he had an interesting perspective as I recall.
And which one is this? The Metroid
Other M? Other M? Yeah,
Okay.
it's an interesting one. And then Neo says, meant to say streamed all Metroid games on Metroidvania Monday. Okay, there we go. And then Neo says, tell Hitman to talk to me about anything Metroid related. Yes. If you want to know your Metroid stuff, Neo's a good source for that.
I just need to know where to start, because I started playing Metroid Fusion.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if that's a good game or not.
I never played through that one. I know Sheefster did, so I mean, you could ask him too. But Nerdy Neo's another good source again. Neo says,
Neo, Metroid Fusion, good or bad?
Neo says there were actually 5 3D games: Metroid Primes 1, 2, and 3, Prime Hunters, and Other M. So there you go. That's all the 3D ones. And he says Metroid Prime Remastered is in my top 3 games of all time. And then it says there's very little story in the Metroid games. The only story heavy ones are Fusion and Other M. Well, I could have sworn Dread had a good bit of story elements to it. But it's been a little while. Sergey with the YouTube can censor these nuts. Damn right. And says Sergey also says Fusion is good. Nerdy Neo says I'm literally playing Metroid Fusion at this very second. It's great. So he's enjoying Metroid Fusion. Okay. Oh, I didn't see it. It was just above that. What Nightmare posted, that horrendous. Oh, now it makes sense. Now the My Little Pony plushie thing makes sense. Oh boy. Okay. Lord have mercy. I don't know if I. All right. Maybe we'll hold off on that one. Let's see. You had dropped some topics. Let's see here. God. Hitman, was there any of these in particular you wanted to go into, or
nope,
just pick one?
Yep.
Let's see. Pick your poison. Oh no.
All bad.
Jesus.
Aren't you so glad that I posted?
I am always glad you post something in there. All right, you know what? That thing keeps resetting too much. Turn you off. Go away. There we go. Don't know why it keeps doing that. Let's just looking at something else. Let's see. I know there have been some goofy things floating around out there, but I guess in true fashion, it is truly just rumors, but everybody's just running around with it. All right. Yeah, we'll go. Good God. Sure. Since comics is always a fun thing. Oop. All right, here we go. Because, we got James Gunn just has to keep tanking shit, or at least possibly tanking shit. Well, I guess we'll see, right? But James Gunn might keep the door open a crack for bisexual Killer Croc in DCU. Because that's what we wanted, right? That's what the people wanted. They wanted to make sure they knew Killer Croc was bisexual.
I mean, crocodiles could be bisexual, but I mean, he's technically not a crocodile. I mean, he is a crocodile, but you know what I mean.
So DC Studios head James Gunn has an affinity for making lesser known characters famous, but not without adding a few unnecessary and occasionally grotesque twists. Sometimes he makes the right call. Peter Quill, as played by Chris Pratt, is a defining version of Star-Lord for many, even if his resemblance to earlier comic iterations is surface level. Speaking with GQ, Gunn, did you have something to say there, sir?
Oh no, I'm save it.
Okay. Gunn explained, quote, from the beginning. By the way, Bounding, you have 2 quotation marks right there. Might want to fix that. From the beginning, before I ever took the job as the co-head of DC Studios, Peter Safran and I went in there, and our job is to really get the most out of the DC brand, and a lot of that was to be able to maintain and hopefully upgrade some of these characters, whether it's Superman or Wonder Woman or Batman, that are the Diamond properties. Meanwhile, we'll make the man that's called Killer Croc and no bisexual. Gunn went further, adding, but it's also to take other characters and turn them into Diamond properties, and that is Peacemaker or whatever, Lanterns, the other characters that aren't as known universally. He really seems to have, though, like some hard on for keeping Peacemaker around. Because well, it just seems that way, because he retconned as I've heard, he's retconned the story for season 2 just to make Peacemaker fit in with the current iteration of the DC universe, because originally Peacemaker was established with the Snyderverse stuff, basically, but he's still trying to keep this character around. I don't know why, but he is. Anyways, the other characters that aren't as known universally, which is what I was able to do at Marvel. I mean, the 2 biggest rides in the world are both the Guardians rides. He continued, and that's incredibly because nobody knew who those characters were, but now it's just like they're a part of the Marvel lore in a way that makes them major players. And to be able to do that with Peacemaker, it's so funny. Every time I sat in the crowd watching Superman and Peacemaker comes on screen, it's one of the crowd's favorite moments, and that's a character nobody knew. When has Superman and Peacemaker interacted? Have they had him in the new show?
I don't recall.
I haven't watched Peacemaker. I've only heard from Melee James that it's horrible, especially the season 2.
Yeah, it's not good. Well, I didn't watch the show, but I told you how I felt about the movie.
Oh, that was it, Suicide Squad or the Suicide Squad or whatever the hell.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I haven't watched it myself. I haven't watched either version, so other times, such as with Peacemaker, Gunn misses the mark or gives mixed results. John Cena has his moments as Christopher Smith, but the material tries too hard to earn the mature rating. If he and Gunn want Peacemaker to be the C tier staple of the DCU that picks up the slack for an absent Batman, this isn't the way. How does anybody see him? Where is he? Is he in this screenshot? I don't know.
Oh, I see what you did there.
However, Gunn is staying the course and racking up more weird retcons along the way. In the 6th episode of Peacemaker that features an unsurprising surprise cameo by Lex Luthor, the megalomaniac accepts a visit from Rick Flag and complains about loud prison sex from the cell next to his. One inmate is described as bear-sized with dragon skin, and the other is as a glowing twink. The former is believed to be Killer Croc, who believed to be they don't even have this. I mean, I don't know. I guess when you're describing a bear size with dragon skin, I guess you could point to Killer Croc, but I mean, wonder.
No, he's a crocodile.
Right. So even they're kind of taking a stab in the dark on what character they're actually referring to. Former is believed to be Killer Croc, who first appeared in the live-action Suicide Squad, played by Adewale Akinwumi Agbaji. Fucking hell. Though not all the chopped up David Ayer film is still canon, Croc might be, but we still know next to nothing about him except his love of BET. God. As such, this is being seen as another chance at a blank slate for a character with decades of lore behind him. Gunn wasn't willing to take up the full leap as he replied with, well, you know, who knows, when approached with the possibility that Croc is canonically bisexual. However, that usually drives social media crazy with the hypothetical conclusion that Gunn is leaving the door open to another transgressive rewrite that he can take credit for. And that's that. Your
pull
thoughts,
up my
sir?
encyclopedia. I pull up my encyclopedia and see if Killer Croc was actually.
Go ahead.
I don't think he will. Well, let's just look it up here. I gotta pull Brad. Let me get my encyclopedia out.
Okay.
Let's see here. Come on. Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Detective Comics 523, February 1983. Was cameo appearance, I'm sorry, was Detective Comics 523. Full appearance was Detective Comics 524. Waylon Jones, Metahuman, Secret Society of Supervillains, Suicide Squad, Justice League, Croc, Killer Croc, Clean Croc. Yeah, it doesn't say anything
about his sexuality or anything.
Orientation. So, therefore, it's up for
debate.
Hold on. Death of his mother. He was raised by his aunt. So they'll say because he was raised by his mother and his aunt, therefore that shaped his sexuality.
I mean, being raised by a couple of women, I guess that would screw up his brain a bit.
Yeah, there's nothing here. So I don't know why. I don't know every single comic that was ever written. I don't, as far as DC goes, I don't know every character. Killer Croc, I do know, has run-ins with Batman. I've not really researched him. Hold on, I'm just filibuster real quick. I'm going to my other encyclopedia. Filibuster real quick.
Okay, I'll get to the chat really quick. Nightmare says, like I said, I'm happy to explain. Sergey says, I wonder if James is going to talk about the Halo remaster next time. There is some news about it recently. Oh, is there new news? I remember getting shit from some people when I was talking about the Ivalice Chronicles for Final Fantasy Tactics and thinking I was being unreasonable. And then suddenly they go, there can't be a remaster for Halo. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm in the wrong, but you assholes are in the right to say...
right.
Nightmare says, comics? Oh no, my blood pressure is about to spike. And then he says, I like how they turned a black man LGBT. Yeah, the black men have been getting a little more of that recently, haven't they?
Are we ready?
Go ahead.
Am I here?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I had to pull Brad. I got to get my glasses, my readers. Okay. Killer Croc, debut, Detective Comics, Volume 1, 523. Update, Batman, Volume 2, number 1, 2011. Real name, Waylon Jones, based Gotham City. We don't want any of that. Powers, abilities. Allies, Arsenal, Catwoman, Gotham City Monsters, enemies, Batman family, affiliations. All right. Let's see here. I knew it. Has nothing to do with his sexuality.
I'll be
Killer
damned.
Croc may not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, but his razor-like claws and teeth certainly make up for almost more animal than man. The ferocious supervillain has challenged Batman in many fights. Waylon Jones had always been different. Okay, let's see. They might be getting this. Someone might be going somewhere. Growing up in a poor neighborhood in Gotham City, he lived a lonely life with his aunt Flowers. That's a weird name. With no parents of his own. Okay, Batman did as well. Waylon had only his aunt to look up to, but she despised her nephew because of the way he looked. Born with a rare medical condition that caused scales to form on his body and bumpy horn-like protrusions to grow on his head. Yeah, it's his aunt attempted to scrub off Waylon's scales when they first emerged. Had no luck. Years later, Waylon made his way to Jacksonville, Florida, and became a sideshow act. Yeah, there's nothing. So here's the thing. Okay, this is an encyclopedia. I can't share. I can't share the screen. This is a physical encyclopedia. Kind of like what Brad has for Star Trek. So this is not Jay Hitman being biased. This is not Jay Hitman going to Wikipedia. This is not Jay Hitman going on Google. Mind you, this encyclopedia forwarded by Jim Lee. Like this is I've had this for years. So this is nothing new.
You're right. It's an official release from DC Comics and stuff like that.
An official release. So here's my problem.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is not, whatever you want to live how you live, fine. But my problem is, my question is, why are we making a character bisexual when he's not? It's no different than, and again, this is me saying I don't think Nightwing should have. I never knew Nightwing as being homosexual. Nightwing always had it out for Barbara Gordon, to my knowledge. There
wasn't Starfire the other one?
Well, and there was, I guess, a dispute, and with the recent comics where Poison Ivy had a thing for, she was lesbian, had a thing for Harley Quinn. Whether
that's
that was
more recent thing for sure,
right? Whether that was original, whether that was like an OG thing, I don't know, but I don't understand. So why are we doing it? Right? Is this to I mean, it's not a secret. DC has released their Pride books and whatnot, but I don't understand why. And James Gunn, like as somebody who I've defended and who honestly has a pretty in-depth knowledge, like you can't dispute that he doesn't know like he has a general idea and knowledge of comics, unless he's just getting on these interviews and just doing research on the phone before he gets on. Like I like to think he has a pretty he knows comics. Right, I don't think that's a subjective opinion. I think he's shown it with Marvel and DC. Right, this I just don't understand the move. This is like, again, you were placating, or you're trying to do this. So I don't know, man. So a certain group set will buy your comics. Why do it? I don't get it. It's just
Other than that,
they,
yeah, getting an audience that just isn't actually there to buy your stuff. Yeah.
but nowhere in this official encyclopedia did it say that he. Now, if the character was just created that way, then like, okay, fine. That's the if let's see, hold on. If the who was the creator of Killer Croc? Hold on, stand by. I just had the page. If this guy, let's see here. If the who created him? I had it. Heck, I don't know. Whoever the original creator was, if they wanted to, create the character like that, well, like you created the character. Bill Finger wanted to do that with Batman, like he has before, right? To because he created the character, right? No difference as Stanley wants Peter Parker to be gay, he could have done it, right? But Peter Parker wasn't originally created that way, created as that, and so I just I just don't get it, man. You're literally changing the character to placate or to play to a certain sect of it. I don't even, so sect's not the right word. A neat or not neat. I don't even know how to describe it. You're basically you're taking a character, you're making him bi so you can make.
It's pandering. It's just pandering to a certain audience.
Pandering. Thank you. Yes. It's just thank you. Yes. That's what I'm looking for, to pander to this type of audience, or this certain audience. And I just and so I will say this and we can move on. So you pandering to a certain group of a community or whatnot, people, you think that you're bringing them in and you're getting sales, or you're gonna bring them in and you're gonna get money, but you're gonna also piss the other people who love this character and don't want to see the character be defiled or changed or what. It's no different. It's no different than race, like gender swapping, race swapping, like leave the character alone. If the character was intended to be like that, then the creator would have done
right. Well,
so,
it's just a subversion of culture, and just they destroy what was there, what was created by the quote unquote white men. That could be very questionable at times, but it's just basically to further destroy culture and what has come before, to think that, and also just to use it as our social soapbox. We've seen that and talked about that many times.
I was going somewhere with that. It's and here's the thing. So here's the argument that they're going to use. They're like, J Hitman, nowhere in your encyclopedia did it not say that he was bi and whatnot.
Right,
and you don't
right.
know.
There's
right?
the
So
loophole.
There's
the loophole.
But the caveat I throw to that argument is, okay, I can hear what you say, your argument, but don't you think that if Bill Finger wanted Batman, or Bob Kane and Bill Finger wanted Batman and Bruce Wayne to be gay, don't you think they would have written him as that? And furthermore, don't you think that they would have slowly, maybe not even slowly, but initiated that into the main story? But consistently throughout Batman's story, he's attracted to more girls than he is guys. He has more relationship with girls than he does guys, right? So
right.
I don't get it. You can make the argument, well, like you just don't know, and it's like,
they would also make the argument that when the characters were created, it was when it was socially unacceptable to be homosexual in those ways, so they couldn't officially do anything like that. So it's only now through liberation and everything can they finally be outspoken and be living their real selves. Whatever.
No, I don't buy that for a minute, and I'll tell you why I don't buy that. Because freaking, I gotta get the release date. So, V for Vendetta was the comic. Let me get the release date for this, and I'm going somewhere with this. Was the most. You couldn't. You couldn't release that to this in this like today and it be acceptable. So there were things in that book. Let's see here. Hold on.
It was published. V for Vendetta was published in 82 and 85. In black
Okay,
and
so
white
I guess
was an
it's not too
ongoing serial in the British anthology Warrior. Its serialization was completed in 88 and 89.
Okay, so I get the point I'm trying to make. Is like, well, it wasn't acceptable to release and talk about that stuff. Like, have you go read V for Vendetta comic? Go read Alan Moore's
Yeah, but
the
you're
actual
talking
comic.
about when you say Batman and stuff like that, and Batman began all the way in the 30s or 40s. Hang on.
Yeah, it was 19.
See, that's where they would get that 1939 for Batman. So that's where that argument would come in for Batman side of things, at least. That was my only point. That's what their argument would end up being.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. But I still think that if they wanted to do it, they eventually would have done it. Over whether they just ripped the Band-Aid off and released it immediately, or they did it over a slow period of time, like Bill Finger or Bob Kane. If they wanted, in my mind, if they wanted to do it, they would have done it, right? Whether it be like right off the cuff or slow integration, right? To say, oh well, we're gonna wait until it's, because they didn't know if it was ever gonna be, like, even if they wanted to, or if they didn't want to, they don't know. They at the time they didn't know if it was ever gonna be socially acceptable, right? So I don't know. Maybe my argument's flawed.
Right.
In my mind, I feel like if the writer and the creator wanted it to be, then it would be, right. They would figure out some way to make it happen, whether it be, I don't know. But then the other argument would be like, well, hold on, J Hitman. Maybe they did, and they just waited 50 years. Maybe they're just Palpatine, and it was a slow plan. And they this was what they intended to happen. So I don't know. That's a stretch. You're reaching for the moon with that. Your arms are so long you can reach the moon with that argument. So I don't know. Again, I have my own biases. I don't agree with it. Like I don't agree with it. I don't necessarily like it. But again, if I'm looking purely on the evidence or like what I read from an encyclopedia that was officially published by DC, like there's nothing in there that says that he was, or led you to even believe that he was. But I'm very hypocritical because I just said that he was raised by his aunt, and maybe someone can make the argument like, oh well, he's. I don't know, man. It just irritates me. And it's like I sit here and I defend gun, and then I see this crap. I'm like, what are you doing? Like what are you, like? This is the second week in a row where you have effed up. You pissed me off by saying I'm too zealous for Batman's suit, and now you're saying now you want to change Killer Croc. You want to say he's bisexual,
right?
And again, I was incorrect. He's not a crocodile. It's a medical condition. I think Google said he's a metahuman, but he actually had a medical condition that causes scales, right? And that's kind of whatever, he turned into a crocodile. But like why? Like you were so hell bent on like placating to both. You're trying to play both sides of it.
Yeah,
I just don't like. I don't know. What would you be pissed off if they had Green Goblin be homosexual?
Oh, I'd absolutely find it as a bastardization of the characters and stuff like that, and introducing things that had no place there originally. Of course, I'd find that out absolutely annoying.
Yeah, I don't know.
But also, I might be a little desensitized to some of this stuff in general, just because they've been doing it so fucking often. So it's just kind of like,
right,
here we go. It's just like it's also tiresome, and then just basically, well, here we go again. The shit, here we go again.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's
ridiculous all around. This is unnecessary virtue signaling and pandering. It doesn't need to be done. Just stay true and honor the characters if you want to use them. Be respectful.
I think they
you don't need to.
King Shark though. This isn't. I'll eat crow if I'm wrong, but I could have sworn that they made, like, James Gunn made King Shark a lesbian or something. In Suicide Squad, or maybe I read somewhere. I want to be careful with what I say, but I remember something specifically.
Isn't King Shark a
about
guy? So how could he be so wouldn't he just be? If you're saying
Well,
he's a
maybe
lesbian, then he's just
they-
heterosexual, right?
Well, maybe it was guy, or maybe they turned him into or maybe it was like an animated movie. I don't know, man. I can't keep up with all the shenanigans that are going on.
You kind of lose track of things after a while, huh?
So I just question. It's like the more and more like I really want to like Gunn. I want him to do good because again, my sole basis for liking Gunn, and this is going to sound really bad. I know I'm going to get flack for this, and people are like, "Well, I would just rather you should just not like him." Period. But like comparatively speaking, like the dude has done more in his role than anybody else in DC. But again, the other side of the argument is like, well, he's produced really crap stuff. It's like, oh, I mean, like I get it, but he's out. I don't know, man. It goes back to like Star Wars when we talk about like I want so badly to like the brand again, and you gotta be very careful that you don't fall in love with crap just because you want the brand to be good. If that makes sense. So
yeah. No,
I will forever say that Christopher Nolan's Batman run is when like DC ended, in my opinion.
So I looked it up. I put into Google search King Shark now homosexual. So King Shark was revealed to be bisexual, which to some people it just means homosexual. But when it was shown that he and John Constantine dated in the DC animated movie Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, he also had a romantic relationship with Harley Quinn and was married to Tabitha in the Harley Quinn animated series. So more direct slop comes from that abomination of a series. But his prior relationship with Constantine was the first time his queer identity was explicitly shown in a mainstream DC property. So, oh no. Who Oh, I don't even know if I want to ask this question. Oh God. This is why must they do these things? And why did I feel the need to Google search if it was true or not? So what do you think? King Shark giving or receiving? Oh God damn. Oh, DC, you just
What did I miss?
Huh?
I missed it. I had to run.
So
off stage
King
really
Shark
quick.
was revealed to be bisexual. He dated John Constantine, and apparently also had a romantic relationship with Harley Quinn, and was married to a woman named Tabitha in the Harley Quinn animated series. And so then I then was starting to ask, so who do you think King Shark gives or receives?
He's a shark. What are you asking? Oh, you son of a. Hold on. Well, let's check the encyclopedia. Hold on.
Oh no.
Yep, hold on. I wish I need. So this is the like the moments where I wish we were on screen because I'm literally pulling a Brad. King Shark. Okay, we're gonna go to K. Again, 168. King L. Oh, King Shark. Oh, I just opened to it. Okay. You want to try and take a stab at his real name?
No, I will not. What's his real name? Tell me.
Good, because I can't even pronounce it. Nanaue. 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 Mobile. 7 feet 2 inches. So that'd be a problem because who are you gonna date that's 7 feet 2 inches? And he's 380 pounds.
Oh God.
He has no hair. Giant shark-like humanoid possessing incredible strength. Mara Aqualad. That's crazy. I thought he was bad. It doesn't say anything.
Or King Shark.
Yeah. I did hear that.
Nope.
Maybe he was homosexual. I don't know.
Nobody's safe from the LGBT rays of doom.
I thought that Constantine. There was a animated show. It was Apocalypse.
Yeah,
War.
Justice League Dark. Apocalypse War is where they cite his first on-screen homosexuality with John Constantine, which I had no idea Constantine swung both ways.
No, he's a Brit who just likes to drink. Like, that's not how it's supposed to go. This really just. Why can't this stuff? Why can't Spider-Man be, have this stuff happen to Spider-Man or Falcon? Like, why does it have to be like the people that I actually like, the characters I actually enjoy?
I mean,
Though
wouldn't surprise me if they have done gay stuff to Spider-Man. I just don't recall at the moment.
We are not going to talk about that. What other? There's some other DC crap I put in there, but that was
that one.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't have an answer, man. I don't have an answer for it. I really don't. It makes no sense. It's just, again, you're pandering to a group, and it's like, well, we need to be inclusive. We need to give them some characters too. It's like, no, that's not how. That's not how it goes. Go create your own. Go create one if you want to create one.
Right.
Don't, like you said, don't bastardize it. It's like it's the same thing with Boba Fett. Dad bought Fett. They freaking they bastardized him.
Yeah.
Turned him into this freaking, yeah, whatever. I mean, this is the guy, and you said this is the Boba Fett that like went up against Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whatever, dude.
Yep.
They need to go like more in depth with these encyclopedias though, and give actually more information.
Not enough, huh? Not enough.
No, I feel like Brad has better ones.
Well, I think that's just the autism of the Star Trek fans and stuff that will put out more. We'll get more details for their stuff than the DC side, I guess. Let's get to the chat really quick here. Sergey is saying, how the heck is a mutant bisexual? It's a gator. What the fuck? That's what you were kind of saying. Sergey says,
well, no, go ahead. I was just saying he's a human, but this is where it got confusing because it says he's a human that has a medical condition, but then Google was like, no, he's a metahuman. So I don't know. I'd have to do more research on him. Mm-hmm.
Sergey says, I find season 2 to be better than season 1. It's just some of the jokes don't land for me. I'm only watching it to see how it connects to the DCU. Dan Blackbird says, James Gunn and Batista ruined the character of Drax from the comics, a badass, into a less than half-wit, a no-wit. Let's see here. Sergey says if they make him bisexual, they should change his name to Killer Cock. Oh, God. Oh.
That's terrible.
Oh, sorry I missed you, Sergey. He said, I gotta go, guys. Talk to you later. Well, hope you had a good one. Hope you enjoyed your time while you hung out. Much appreciated, dude. And Nightmare's running away as well. You bastard. He's got some stuff to call. Oh, because Melee Games, they're streaming right now. So he's got to make James suffer. Tehalim29 says James Gunn needs a visit from Chris Hansen. Oh no. Oh yeah, especially after some of those Twitter comments I heard about. Dan Blackridge says, Gunn being too center stage, if he keeps being the focal point of everything through the marketing and release of Supergirl, is trouble for the entire thing. It's already bad enough, too much too soon. Tehalim29 says, the push for more sexual identity. Why not just create a new character without shitting on older ones? Well, that would just be the easiest route to go, right? At least you'd think. But the problem is that their new characters won't have the same established clout that the well-established characters already have, and won't get the popularity. And their books usually tank, so that's why they have to rip apart and destroy the old instead of making new. And then he said, and then says, why not create a new character called the Chameleon and make them bisexual? Fear FEMA says they need old popular characters to push their new horrible agendas. Yes. Tehalim says you can show them having a sexual interest in Killer Croc. Problem solved. Dan Blackridge says Gunn hasn't delivered one relevant, or really any, character that in any shape or form fits the comic book source material or even the essence of the character. And then says it's all been horrible bastardized versions of his own design for his own means. Agreed.
Yeah, that's probably true. I need to stop being delusional. But that's what happens, man. When you really want something to be good again, you know, I got to be better.
And I understand you want good things to come from this. I get that. I still want good things to happen with gaming, but you also have to keep that realistic side of you and just go, okay, this is just kind of how it's gonna go.
Yeah, no, true.
Tehalim says
it's dead, Jim.
It is basically fridging 2.0. Fridge one character to replace it with another identity, etc. Right. And then says V for Vendetta movie missed a scene in the comic which involved a strip club. I haven't watched that movie in a long fucking time, and even then I was kind of in and out on it. Dan Blackridge says all this time Batman has just been waiting for Alfred to croak so he can turn the mansion into a Robin cosplay party with baby oil and rides on the bat pole. No! God. Venture Brothers kind of poked fun at Batman and the sidekicks and stuff like that with, oh God, what did they call that character? But it was voiced by Kevin Conroy too, which just added to the whole thing. Was it Captain Sunshine or something like that? Oh, that's right, Captain Sunshine. Yeah. Yeah, Captain Sunshine is a solar-powered superhero with the ability to fly, produce powerful bursts, but like basically then he had the sidekick. What was it? Not Wonder Boy. No, oh wait, it was Wonder Boy. So yeah, his sidekick Wonder Boy, and they alluded to some possible bad touching going on there. And then there was even one thing of like, damn, Cap, another one? When he was saying how he got a new Wonder Boy sidekick, and the one guy was like, damn, Cap, another one?
All I hear is Adam, no.
Dan Blackred says, would Hitman say in his opinion that James Gunn is a 4-quadrant filmmaker?
All of you out there that are making joking.
Tehalim29 says these people have too much sex on the brain. Someone send them to Arkham Asylum. I agree. And then said Book of Blobby Fett. Yeah, pretty much. Brandon Trent, hello. How's it going there, sir? Saying hello, Fractured Filter and Hitman. Late to the stream. Hope you're having a good day for the stream. We are, for the most part. As always, shenanigans abound. Tehillim says the abomination called Grogu. That is an abomination for sure. Brendan Trent says, did you know for Earth X for Peacemaker season 2 is not first the time it's happened. Earth X was also appeared on Crisis on Earth X for an Arrowverse crossover in 2017. I think I heard about that. Yeah, they did their whole Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever. But then they had Batman, and they had they had Kevin Conroy do live action acting, and he was an evil dickhead, and they killed him. They had the what was it, Batgirl? No, not Batgirl, Batwoman, whatever, kill him. So that was fantastic to hear and everything. Yeah. Yeah. More shitting on the legacy. But yeah, I did hear, I remember catching wind of that, and then I saw that also they brought in Bruce Ward, the guy that played Robin from the 60s Batman series with Adam West. And he had a cameo. SWA says Crisis on Earth X was better. Brandon Trent says Earth X crossover from DC Arrowverse was an interesting concept of where fascism exists that introduced some original characters: Overgirl, Dark Arrow, Black Siren, and Prometheus. Huh. Earth X was 2 crossovers before Infinite Earth, says SWA. Oh, okay. Never mind then. Thank you, SWA and Dan Blackroyd. Burt Ward. My bad. So, there's the channel caught up. So, the question be, what next, good sir? What next?
All the dumb DC stuff I put up there.
Was there some stuff above that I missed?
Oh dear. No, I think that's the only DC stuff I'd put in.
I was gonna
do the Helldivers. It's not really much in there, I don't think.
Let's see here. I thought I had no, that was just like something Brad said. I think you put that in the wormhole chat, so the ranking or the decision on whether or not you should binge watch season 3 of Strange New Worlds.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking of bringing that up for shits and giggles, but I'm like, I don't know if I really want to endure that. So, as much of a fun little shit post as that might be, let's see here though. Tehillim points out Dreamer was a new character too, created in the CW. SWA says that does suck, killing of the first time live action Kevin like that. That yeah, and only time, yeah. Fear FEMA says no new Trek is worth the time. Oh, I agree. I have not. The only time I had initially gone near quote unquote new Trek was the first Jar Jar Abrams Star Trek, and that was mainly with riff tracks accompanying the movie. So it was mostly then listening to people make fun of the movie. But then that at least encouraged me to go and watch the original series, to which I again, and I've said it before, where I understood why people were upset with what Jar Jar had done. And little did I know that it was just going to be around the corner that he was going to then go after Star Wars. Little did I know that it was just right around the corner. Well, I was starting to think, because it's been a long time, we've been very bad about it. But I was thinking of maybe we ease back in. Should we do a Stargate watch? We'll do the last 30 minutes that we normally would for the show. And so we'll be switching over and do that. Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
I know Timon has been getting on our backs about getting through more Stargate.
I don't even remember what episode we're on.
We were on the season finale of season 2.
Let's go.
So Out of Mind is the episode we're gonna be going into. So that sounds like a plan for you, sir?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So for those that don't know, when we've done the Stargate watch, we shut down YouTube here, so we'll be closing out on YouTube and Twitch, and we'll be going over to our Kick and Rumble channels to be able to actually play the full episode for everyone to enjoy and watch, hopefully. But I will drop the links for Kick. So there's the Kick. And then here's Rumble. And I guess I could keep it up on X. But these are certainly going to be the two main places. So if you want to watch along with us, awesome. If not, this is where we'll be calling it a night. And I hope you all had fun going into the topics that we did get into and everything. And let me just close some of this stuff out. And I got to get the little stinger for going into, because it's been a while since we've done this. Oh, and I didn't set up the watch thing. I'll have to do that again, especially if we get better about doing this again. But yeah, for those that'll be ending it with the YouTube side and everything, thank you all. And next week we will be back for more. Next week, so I don't know if you're interested in this, but on Friday on Amazon Prime, they're going to be dropping the John Candy biopic, or whatever you want to call it, I Like Me. And I was thinking I'm going to probably watch it. Hitman, if you want to, you can too, and then we can review it for next week.
To get John Candy, the what?
Yeah, John Candy, like biopic thing that's being done even by his son and his family and stuff like that. And directed by Tom Hanks's son. So it should be good. I've already seen an interview from Hats Off Entertainment with John Candy's son, where he was talking a lot about it. It sounds great. Brandon Tran asked, did you guys hear the rumor Knights of the Republic remake was canceled? No, I didn't. I didn't hear that at all. But I mean, that seems to be a reoccurring theme, much like Rian Johnson's personal trilogy that they keep hinting at on whether or not he's going to get or not. So take it for what you will. I'll see it. I'll wait to see it to believe it for any actual news. So, yeah. I keep doing the dance of cancellation for that. So hopefully that is doing its job. and keeping it from ever seeing the light of day. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Crap, I don't remember which one I used. Which one did I use? I had to check these really quick. Nope, not that one. Oh, thank you, Liquid Blake. He points out Colin Hanks. Thank you. That was, yeah. Colin Hanks is the director, and then, like I said, other people are deeply involved with it, so. I know I'm definitely pretty interested to see this. All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I got the right. Dang it, which one the hell did I use? Oh, maybe this was. There it is. Okay, now I got it. Brandon Trent says there was one YouTuber who tried so hard to make KOTOR fan series, but quit last minute because he was too exhausted. I might have been following that. So that sucks. That's always unfortunate. All right, everybody, we're going to be switching over to Kick and Rumble. See you over there. We're going to get ready for some Stargate watch. Like it's season 2, episode 22, Out of Mind. So thank you all. We'll see you over there. Bye-bye.
Oi.